Hello! Do you like the lights? Does it look Christmassy? My special Christmas overlay. I do that, they're right in front of me. Can't get them behind me somehow, I don't know why. But it is lovely to be here. Welcome to Magic Monday Live. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you 7 ways to always be right. With a twist. Of course, it's a twist. Definitely. So why am I playing this music? Because it's a little nod to Team 17. This is the theme music we use for Team 17. And I thought I would just tell you a little 2 seconds about what Team 17 have been up to. Boom! And then I'm going to tell you 7 ways to always be right. Oh, turn that down. There we go. Well, first of all, the reason I popped my Team 17 t-shirt on and I played the Team 17 music was just to say to the Team 17 people, you are absolutely amazing. They've been posting what they've achieved this year with Team 17, their goals, their aspirations, what they've learned, what they've put in place. And it is absolutely staggering. Absolutely amazing. Now, Team 17 membership is closed now until next year, until January. But if you're in 2 minds about whether to join Team 17, then let me tell you, you've got to join in January. Because what we're going to do in 2022 is going to be mind-bogglingly brilliant. That's all I wanted to say. So doff's hat to the amazing members of Team 17 and what you've managed to achieve and what you've managed to do. And just a heads up that 2022 is going to be absolutely extraordinary. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Magic Monday Live. I am going to talk to you about how to be right. So, I listened to a guy called James O'Brien on the radio, and he's very good. He's obviously quite opinionated. He's a talk show host. It's bound to be. But he talks about this idea of always being right. You know, what it means to be right. And he has this wonderful spin on it. He says the best way to always be right is to admit when you're wrong or to know when you're wrong and change your mind. That way, when you're wrong and you change your mind, then you're obviously going to be right. And I was thinking about this. I was like, that is such a great idea. That is such good thinking. Because usually what we do is we become absolutely determined to defend our position. And in order to defend our position, we have to find reasons why we're right. How do we learn? How do we learn if we do that? So as much as it might be 7 ways to be right, it's actually 7 ways to have different opinions, 7 ways to be able to change your mind about stuff. So the first one is to use this as a gift. A little bit of silence. A little bit of silence. When you're in a discussion or when you're listening to what other people are saying, just give a little bit of silence. I'm guilty of this, filling the space, thinking I need to fill the space. When actually, just a little bit of silence, you, first of all, have a chance to reflect on what's just been said. Secondly, it also gives the other person an opportunity to finish what they're saying. And it leads very nicely onto number 2, which is to listen first and then ask a better question. So there's probably even 2 things there, 2.1 and 2.2. Listen first. I mean, actively listen. Again, something that we could all be a little bit better at, I'm sure. But then listen to ask a question, not listen to get your opinion in. And there's loads of great questions. A friend of ours just always says, is that so? It's a lovely question. Is that so? And he just listens. And then, of course, what happens is the person then will talk about their belief or their idea or their concept or whatever it might be. And without him going, I don't think so, he always says, is that so? Subtle, but what a difference. So that's the second one. The third one comes from my brilliant mate, Harney. So I've got a friend of mine, Harney, who we meet up and we have lunch and we chat, and he is just a brilliant, brilliant mind. He's a brilliant thinker. And Harney ran a business. He took over running his family business, and then he sold the business, and now he does amazing leadership stuff and thought leading stuff and all sorts of wonderful things. And he is super, super well connected. You know, he's like got people from the White House going to stay at his house and stuff like that. He's brilliant. But anyway, one of the things that Harney said was often people find it difficult to hold opposing thoughts in their mind at the same time. So what they do is they allow one thought to override because that's easier. Now just think about that for a second. Holding opposing thoughts, opposing beliefs, and the ability to hold them in your mind at the same time, that is for me the very, very best way to be right. Because one of the thoughts is going to be right, or it mightn't be, but it could be. But being open to the other one at the same time and to hold those opposing thoughts, what a brilliant, brilliant gift. And it's challenging and it's tough. But one of the things that Harney said was, for him, it's a sign of a person's intelligence, probably emotional intelligence more than, but also probably intellectual intelligence, that you can hold opposing thoughts at the same time. The next one is to argue for the other side. So I did this a couple of times when the whole Brexit debate was taking place. And, I make no secret that I am a very, very strong Remainer and really want to be part of Europe and want to embrace everything about that. And a friend of mine, he was very much against that opinion, which is fine. And I found myself commenting on stuff that he was posting and just kind of going, well, is there any fact behind that? Or what are this? Or giving him a counter argument and all that type of stuff. And I didn't want it to get nasty, and it wasn't going to get nasty. It was never going to get nasty. This is an old mate of mine. But I did start to feel differently about him as an individual. And I thought, I don't want to have that feeling. I don't want to feel that way about somebody because of a political, and was definitely a political opinion. So I suggested that just for fun, we should argue each other's side and do 3 posts each, all in the same thread, arguing the other person's side. And it was great because it really made me think about where somebody might be coming from and the fears and the insecurities that they had and the any worries or beliefs or how they might have been formed. And I wanted to kind of, it's typical of me, I wanted to win the bit where I was thinking of the other person's opinion, as well as win the bit where I was thinking about my opinion. Which is quite funny. And so I really thought deep and hard about it. And it was brilliant because at the end of that process, I saw where he was coming from. He saw where I was coming from. We kind of just stopped doing the backwards and forwards bits and bobs. Till the result, of course. That was something else. But yeah, it was good. It was a really, really good way to do it. So argue the other person's or the other opinion is a great way to do that. Next thing is to understand belief systems. So here's the thing with belief systems. You've probably seen this model 1,000 times. I'll go through it again. Basically, that's your belief system. It's like a tabletop. Underneath, we have the legs to support it. And what happens with belief systems is that once we get a belief system, we find the legs to support it. So it's not that you're the legs are there and then you add the belief system on top. It's the other way around. You create the belief system, something happens, and then you will find the evidence to support it. So conspiracy theorists are the best example of this. When you get people who start to push out information, but they just push out that very, very small channel of information, and they don't want to see anything else because all they want to do is find the belief system that supports what they want to say. So an example of that, I'm not going to name the name, but there's a very high profile anti-vaxxer in the UK who goes out, there's lots of speeches and various things. And a friend of ours knows him really well, like really, really well. And they said that he is very intelligent, very, very intelligent person, but he is fanatical. And a member of my friend's family thought, I'm going to test what this guy does. So he set up a completely fake webpage and had in it a link, and it said, This is where all the information is backed up from. So fake page, a link, everything that is backed up from here. You'll be able to see it. Where we got all the data from, all the types of stuff. If you clicked on the link, it said this is completely fake. Everything that I put into the other page is fake. Guess what? My friend's friend, the well-known anti-vaxxer person, did. He just simply put it out there. Put it out. Now, he's not, when I'm talking about an anti-vaxxer, I'm not saying about a person who thinks that people should have choice. He thinks we shouldn't have it at all. He's in one of those Bill Gates is controlling stuff, and the vaccine is linked with the 5G pylons, and the 5G stuff and the vaccine are coming together, and that's what's taken over the world at the moment, which is fine. He's entitled to his opinion. I think I would find it difficult to argue 3 reasons why that's possibly believable, but anyway. But I thought, isn't that interesting when it comes to belief systems? You get your belief system, you're so determined to prove, you wouldn't even click the link to find out where the information came from and find out that it was actually all unreal. It didn't actually happen. So that's belief systems. Number 6, when you're in a situation where somebody, you think that they're wrong or their opinion is wrong or whatever, ask this question: are they doing their best? I love that question. My mate Paul Mort uses that a lot. He says, you know what, at the end of the day, people are doing their best. When somebody he does something online or he posts something and he gets a load of abuse, Paul, from people. And he thinks, you know what, they're probably doing their best. In their world, at this particular time, they're doing their best. And if someone is doing their best, then you know what? Let them on with it, because you're probably doing your best as well. And your best might be different than their best. Last week, I went to see the Human League, and it was brilliant seeing the Human League live. And they did the whole of Dare. The album Dare, it's 40 years old this year. Can you believe it? And they did the whole of that. And of course, everybody's singing along. Love is a reason, play between your heart, beep, beep. Or versions of the lyrics, whatever it was. But that one, that is brilliant, that lyric. And I'm probably going to mess it up, because I normally do when it comes to lyrics. It's an interesting belief, isn't it? I will probably mess it up. I'm going to do my best. That's what I'm going to do. When you know your worst is better than their best. Your worst is better than their best. Yeah. Okay. So it was brilliant. Brilliant. And when it came to that bit there, everybody shouted it out. Really shouted it out. It's such a strong thing, isn't it? Everyone's doing their best. And you know what? If your worst is better than their best, hey, we're doing okay. Number 7, love what is. Accept. Acceptance is the key. And as we enter this Christmas season, God grief, we're about to have 2 weeks of more bonkersness than you ever thought possible, in a world that's full of bonkersness, with a whole lot of new things that have just been given to us to think about, which are even more bonkers. And I think acceptance is one of those things that will protect you. Acceptance protects you. Loving what is. Byron Katie, if you want to listen to the audio program by Byron Katie called Loving What Is, you can read the book, but I would suggest you listen to the audio. It is a game changer. It is a life changer. Because as soon as you start to accept, as soon as you get to that place where you say, you know what, this is okay. Whatever's happening, it's okay. I can accept that. What a liberating, empowering thing it is. And if you're accepting stuff, you will always be right. So shall we see who's here? This would be great to have a little look. If you haven't written in the chat yet, just let us know that you're here. So here we go. Here's Sharon, who's in from Belfast, was first. And there's Matt from the Land of Smiles. So Matt has sold out of his hardback books now, which is superb. And he is now on to just paperback copies. Well, not just paperback copies, brilliant paperback copies of his book. And here's Steve Kelly. It's been brilliant, Team 7. Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking about Team 17 at the start. Steve is brilliant. Steve is a real achiever as well. I'm going to let him announce at the end of this week his big achievement, but he's done something absolutely amazing. Hello. This is my first Magic Monday in ages. One benefit of working from home. Well, hello. Who are you? StreamYard.com/Facebook, and you can let it know who you are. It'll be on the other one. It'll be fine. I'll see who you are. Welcome anyway. Diane. Hey up, Michael. I deadlifted. Oh, look at that. I deadlifted 112.5 kilograms yesterday in the comp. So let me just explain about Diane. She's a member of Team 17. And Diane won't mind me saying she is a more mature lady, but she's taken up weightlifting. And she is doing so well. She's also, this is the type of stuff that people do in Team 17. She's gone back to university to learn a brand new skill. And she's joined the university weightlifting team. I think it's just amazing. She says she's the oldest by a slight margin. Fantastic. Donald. Hello, Donald. Great to see you. Hello. Good Monday. Good Monday to you. Here's KC. Good morning from an on-off drizzly central Oxford. 5 miles walk before the drizzle. Prep done for new job application with publishing agency. How exciting is that? That's cool. Sending positive vibes out to everybody. Thank you very much. Here's Fiona saying good afternoon. Have you had your lunch, Fiona? It's not afternoon until you've had your lunch. Everybody knows that. Open your heart. Yes. Open your heart. Beep, beep. Oh, my absolute favorite Human League song. I think it has to be, doesn't it? There's an album that they did, and I think you can get it and you can download it, you can stream it, called, I think it's Love and Dancing Unlimited Orchestra, and they do Dare as instrumentals with special mixes. It is phenomenal. And it's my signing music. So every time we have to, not have to, it's very nice when we have to sign books. So sometimes we can do an event and people buy 2,000 copies of the book, and we promise that we'll sign them all for the audience for the next day. And it can take a couple of hours to do it. And we play that music over and over and over. And it makes me sign really, really quickly. It's brilliant. The world needs more of this. Thank you very much. This type of thing should be taught in schools. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. It's so true, though, isn't it? Thinking. How to think of other people. How to accept other opinions. How to embrace other opinions. I couldn't agree more. Definitely. Good afternoon from London. Good afternoon. The power of now. Oh, the power of now is very good. See, now I was just talking about Byron Katie, but The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is also really, really great for accepting stuff. I'm here from Doncaster. Hello, I'm here from Northumberland. Sunny Salford, there's Fiona. And Casey's saying, Matt, please send sunshine. Sharing is nice. I bet if Matt could, he would. And it's Jenny. Hey, Jenny, how lovely to see you. That's great. And there's Sarah McGough. Howdy from Hove. Did a Santa run at the weekend. Hundreds of Santas running around Brighton. Brilliant. Hello from Enfield. Hello there, Nick. How are you? I hope you are brilliantly well. I hope you're preparing for a fabulous time with your family this Christmas. Hello from Kent, and good morning, Michael, from Wester Hope. It's from Fee, and she's on, and she's showing, which is great. Okay, folks, thank you very much. I have had a lovely time chatting with you. My time is up, and I will see you next week. And next week, it's going to be a fun Monday. It's my last one of the year, and next week I'm going to do that. I will talk about anything for 1 minute. I know how much Nick Finney loves it when I do this. So you pick the subject, and I will talk about it for 1 minute. Promise you. Any subject at all. If you can beat me, I will send you a book for Christmas. But I will talk about anything for 1 minute. Not without taking breath, but without much of a pause. Lovely. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you next Monday for some Christmas fun. Bye.